Alright, well, welcome to the update. Yes, that's audio you hear. I am attempting to use OBS for the first time. We will see how that goes. I'm not exactly a performer, so bear with me. Things we're looking at. So I have a tool, a library that I have built for drawing symmetrical shapes. And this may not be the final look of how this area is going to look and the effect it's going to have, but it's just sort of a proof of concept. What I've done is just drawn a little area that outlines the spawn area for this team. There's the home world for this team. So when I spawn in, it spawns in somewhere randomly within this area. This area will be in a safe zone. So while in this area, the enemy team cannot actually do any damage to you or to the NPCs. So off in the distance there, you can see the homeworld for the other team. And I'm just kind of heading in that direction. So as we look around, I'll just give you the quick tour. That is the alkali planetoid. Not going to be a lot of gameplay around this, around that planetoid as far as directly impacting it. It's just more of a strategically placed obstruction. That is a normal inert metal planet that has just sort of basic resources. The planet that we just came from for that team, that is the model for the radioactive planet. But I may swap out. That may end up being my target as opposed to the one that I currently have as the target. But neither here nor there on that. So here we go. There's this planet, and this is the enemy's spawn area. So you see that this one is colored red. So the spawn area, this mesh, knows who it belongs to and then colors appropriately based on who's looking at it. So as the local player, I see this as red. If I were on Team 2, then I would see that as blue, and the original one over there that would be red. So a little more touring here. We've got, again, that planet, the capture area over there with the mining satellite currently running around that planet. And then my favorite planet is the icy planet. I just love the way that looks. So it's in the position that the final target, the resource-rich planet that everybody's going to be fighting over, it's in that location. So that is the tour of the area. Let me show you some of the things that have been going on. I mean, can't show the behind the scenes because a lot has changed with the animations. This ship animation is done with an entirely different system using coroutines, and I'm really pleased with how that turned out. And so that'll serve as sort of a basis for an extensible animation system that I'm going to use for all the ships and for things in space, asteroids, rotating, things like that. So let's go up here and let's show some of the ships. So you'll see that we've now jumped back over into this team spawn area, and we're now looking at the Mammoth. So the Mammoth is more of a tanky ship. It's a lot larger than the ARV Scout, which we were just looking at. I'll show you a little feature here of the zoom system. As I zoom in, it's actually changing my camera's aspect ratio. So I'm getting a dolly zoom, and I think that just a little more visually interesting than the standard zoom, where you're just moving in and out. So yeah, that's kind of a neat little mathematical thing that's going on in the background. But yeah, this ship, it's going to be more tanky. It's going to take more damage. It still, carries weapons. This is firing a missile instead of a rocket, so it's larger. It's hard to tell without seeing it side by side. but that's a missile. And oh, another important thing, if you were watching previous videos, you'll note that I could shoot my own missiles. So if I stand still here, and let's see, fire forward here. So if I shoot my missile and fire forward, I could shoot the missiles or the rockets and explode them, but can't do that anymore. I've implemented a team protection, so you can't team kill or damage your teammates or your teammates' weapons. Additionally, you can't shoot yourself, which is kind of nice. Alright, so the next one. So this is the Spider. The Spider is more of a probably a support ship, and ideally I'm thinking it may belong to the other faction, to the team over there, as far as styling and things like that, but I haven't 100% decided how I want to do it. I had a angular version of this originally, and then I rounded it out to bring it more in line with the UFO look and feel. But it's the size of the mammoth, and so, or the tiny bit smaller. So it's actually, you know, could be a tank of the other side, but I think its overall look and feel to me seems like it should be more of a support ship. You know, something that maybe does the mining. You know, somebody flies this and they specialize in mining the resources out of asteroids. All right, and last but not least, the Dart. The Dart is a scout ship just like the ARV. It uses the same flight characteristics as the ARV, which is a neat thing about the new system. The new movement system is I can specify the movement and performance characteristics and then reuse that across multiple ships, which is certainly nice. That will make balancing a whole lot easier. You know, that all ships of a given tier will guaranteed to not get missed when I do a balancing run. You know, once I balance that performance, all scouts will pick up that same balancing. So, so yeah, this ship, and then of course this is showing just a slightly different weapon configuration. I'm still using the plasma, and then I got the inert gas here. It doesn't do anything now, but the plan is to have gases that I can lay down and have my teammates fire through, and have them actually buff your projectiles. So if that was a electrically charged plasma, then a teammate firing through and hitting the enemy would apply an electrical damage buff to the projectile and do more damage to the enemy. Let's see what else. That's about it. I hope you enjoy following this. I thank everybody who's following this. I know most of you in real life, so that's awesome. I hope to one day be able to say there's more people following this that I don't know in real life, but you know, we can only hope that day comes. Anyways, take care. Everybody have a good weekend. Talk to you later.